Uh, Hello again. Now, before I begin on my third video, I'd just like to recommend, uh, I don't know if he's a minister or evangelist, but he is very gifted spiritually, gifted, blessed in the word of knowledge of the Word of God. His name is David Diga Hernandez. And I've gone over a few of his videos, and they are very edifying. I think that he is one of the most blessed and gifted person in understanding the Word of God. And I've listened to a lot of people's sermons, and I always learn something from everyone, but not everyone leaves me feeling edified. Uh, David's sermons, however, do leave me edified. I only disagreed with him on a couple of minor points. I would recommend that y'all go check out his site, and you'll learn a lot from him. And you could probably just Google or search his name in YouTube. I don't have a link for him. I don't know how to do all that yet. Um, Now, I know that probably by now there are a lot of religious leaders telling their congregants and anyone mentioning my post to them, they're probably saying that I'm full of error and don't really understand the Bible at all. To those leaders, I would like to throw them a challenge. I'd like to make a challenge to them to see how spiritually gifted they are. Now, what the first one would be in the 10 articles or the 10 commandments, as Christians tend to know them. God says that he is a jealous God and not to put any other gods before him. Now, since he acknowledges, and everybody in the religion acknowledges, that he is the only God, who is he jealous of? Now, next, when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he was very troubled. He was fretting, fearful, and pretty intense. What was he afraid of? And I've taught on this before, so there might be a few people out there that might know the answer, but I imagine that most ministers do not, because they tend to avoid any question that doesn't point God in a good light. They tend to avoid them and just not even bother answering them. They just, just whitewash everything. Now, the next thing, explain the story of Job to me. Is God just a capricious being with a very fragile ego that Satan was able to easily manipulate him into allowing him or Satan to cause all kinds of damage to Job, just on a bet, just by confronting God's ego? So is God this, or what's the other explanation to Job? And I would also like to mention that the argument that it's because of God's perfect will is a cop-out. It is a whitewash, and it shows an extreme lack of knowledge of God, and that you're not willing to even delve into the question because you don't have an answer. Now, if you can answer these correctly, then I'll ask some more, because the Bible is full of them. Now, one last question. What makes the Catholics correct in worshiping and venerating the Virgin Mother? What biblically, in just the New Testament, I won't even go to books outside of that. What gives credence to them? What makes them correct in venerating and worshiping the Holy Mother? Okay? Now, just a moment.